Hi everybody, my name is Andy Schneider. I'm a guitarist in Nashville, Tennessee, and I get a lot of questions about my guitar. My number one guitar is a 12-string electric, which isn't something that you usually use to pick country or rock for that matter. But I do something a little bit different with it that I haven't seen other players do, so I thought I would kind of answer some of the questions that I get about my guitar and what about my setup makes it different. Let me show you. So this is an electric 12-string, obviously, and the thing that I'm doing differently from any other 12-string players that I'm aware of is the way that I tune it and the gauges that I'm using. It's usual on a 12-string, whether it's an acoustic or an electric, to double the string, the wound strings that is, double the wound strings with a smaller gauge string that's an octave higher. And when you play them together, they're an octave apart, and the effect is kind of like a harp, or it just has a lot of shimmer and body to it. It's a very full sound, and I'm not doing that. What I do is use two regular sets of 9-gauge strings. So two regular 6-string sets of 9-gauge strings, and instead of them being octave, they're just tuned in unison all the way up. And the reason I'm doing that is it creates a lot of fullness, a lot of body, and just a lot of authority to the sound, and has a, at least with chords, that's what's going on. And when you start to solo, when you play single note lines, especially bending, it creates a really unique effect. I'll show you. First the chords. So you might not even turn your head if you just heard that playing from the other room. They sound kind of regular, but maybe just a little bit fuller than a normal guitar. It's when I start to solo that I think something really unique happens. And listen to this, when I'm bending. Sounds like two guitars, right? And you can hear the note come apart as I start to bend, because the length of the string isn't quite the same. You'll never be bending them in perfect tune with each other. So the effect is like two different guitars, or the same guitar double tracked, bending the same note. So it's kind of a neat thing. They used to do that in the 60s, 70s, 80s, called automatic double tracking, where a guitar player would record his parts twice, and it created this unique shimmering kind of effect. And I find that pretty entertaining. So I can switch pretty quickly from a nice full chord sound and then get something. Doesn't that sound like two guitar players playing? I think that's really fun. I should add, there's really almost no effects on me. I'm playing through that Marshall over there. It's a club and country. No reverb is on. I've got no chorus on. That's just the sound of the guitar. I'm playing through a little bit of compression and also a little bit of boost to push the front end of the amp. So I'll play a couple examples of what I do with this thing. go out of phase on this guitar too, this is a fun thinning trick, 2 out of phase pickups. So there you have it, 2 sets of regular guitar strings on a 12-string neck, and this has a really unique sound. Give it a try.